שמשם נמשכת הנגינה. כי מלך כל הארץ, אלוהים זמרו משכיל. כי אזי כשיהיה השם למלך על כל הארץ, ויתעלה מלכות הקדושה, אזי זמרו משכיל. Like it says in Tehillim, that when Hashem is king on the entire land, then those who sing the melodies will come, the melody will come from the place of mind, of sechel. It's interesting he uses the word sechel, skill, because we said that chet, all the sparks of holiness that are from within the sins, is called sechel. And then when that malchut of kingdom gets uplifted and everything gets fixed, then all the melodies will open up. Chazanim, hamezamrim, yiyu bedat. Chazanim also, by the way, correspond to rabbis that are giving over, like I said in shul, people get up, they give over Torah and stuff like that. They're also called chazanim because they're basically, the Torah has from within it, it's a melody. You're supposed to go to a class and hear a Dvar Torah, right, and hear the sweetness and the beauty of Hashem and the chesed, and hear mamash like a beautiful melody. But in order to hear that melody, it has to be coming from a connection of the mind and the heart. So people, when they give over Torah or give over songs and stuff like that, when they're in the state of exile, there's a separation. So they're not hearing the melody, and sometimes you could hear the opposite melody. And when they're in the state of reunification, then you could hear the beautiful melody from within it. Basically, we're going to receive the melodies, and B'ezrat Hashem, it should be soon. There's just a little bit left, but I don't have time, unfortunately, so we'll have to do just a short one to finish off Gimel, but we're basically close to the end. So maybe just a little summary. Torah Aleph is just teaching us basically about how, about this whole idea, this concept of this chet, this upper, the power of the Torah is that a person can take the chet, the sins, and he could, bring down that sechel, the light of holiness from within the sin, and through that he reconnects the chet, the upper yud of the aleph, and the lower one, which is the chet and the nun. And the way to do it is with the vav, and the vav is learning Torah b'koach. Second lesson teaches us basically about when a person, to come to his ultimate redemption, it depends on this prayer, meaning taking those words of Torah, of things he fell in, and bringing them into words, and then bringing them up in prayer. And this prayer it needs to always be, the way to get this prayer is by leaning onto the covenant that Hashem made with Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, which is that covenant of mercy that Hashem is willing to forgive even if a person just finds a tiny little nekuda tova. And the way to do that is mamish by drawing it through the center line and fixing the mishpat, because the melody, right, the vidui, the words, and the tefillah needs to be brought down through the center line. And the way to do that is by leaning onto the tzaddik and holding onto that tzaddik, justifying yourself always and never finding your faults in the things you did wrong. Even though, a person naturally feels that, okay, I did an avera, it's a sin. What do you mean? It is something wrong, right? But you need to lean onto Hashem's mercy. We don't understand how the world works and how Hashem's running things and why Hashem brings us to where we go and we fall and need to fall into what we need to. We don't understand. There's a much, much, much bigger picture that Hashem's running things and Hashem's sending us places and we're doing all kinds of stuff. And yeah, we have freedom of choice and we need to try our best to do good. But in this generation, like Reb Natan says, our main freedom of choice is just to pray that Hashem should help me, or not to pray and then try to do it on my own and usually fall. So that's basically lesson 2. And lesson 3 is teaching us about these different kinds of melodies and how to hear this positive melody. And they're all connected. If you go over the classes and read it, if you read it with open book and go over those 3 the way I gave them over and just tie them in really good, because they're all really connected to one another. It's like kind of like the Torah Aleph is like the Chochmah, and Torah Bet is like the Bina, which is Chochmah Bina is Torah and Tefillah, and Torah Gimel is like the Tiferet, it's like the melody, like the Da'at. It's the reconnecting between the two. So Chochmah Bina and Da'at, or maybe Chochmah Bina and Tiferet, the center line, but it's all Chesed, Gvur, and Tiferet. I think these 3 Torahs are basically, the 4th Torah is I think the Malchut, because it's Daled. It's the fourth one is Daled, and Daled is, corresponds to the sphere of Malchut, and it's all about basically the fixing of the Malchut. So it's kind of like Torah Aleph is all like the right, and it has from within it the Tefillah as well. If you look, all of them, also Torah Aleph has the aspect of Tefillah in it, and Torah, right, that through the Torah, all the Tefillot and requests that we ask get answered. Second lesson is the fixing of the Tefillah, but you need to take the words of Torah, and each letter of the Torah is like, it gets garmented, right, by the Tefillah, and then they go up. So again, Torah Aleph and Bet. Torah Aleph has Torah and Tefillah in it, and Torah Bet has Torah and Tefillah. And then Torah Gimel is the center line, which is the real combination. It's these two different melodies, and how to bring everything into the center line and be hearing this positive melody by fixing, the windpipe, which is in the center as well, right? So those three are kind of like fixing the whole right, left, right, and center, bringing everything down to the center. And then through that, drawing down the Yud, the Yud of the Chokhmah and the Hey of the Bina, connecting it to the Vav, which is center, and Hey, which is the Malchut, right? Bringing all the Torah into Torah Tefillah, center line, drawing it down to the Malchut. And then Torah Daled, B'ezrat Hashem, the fourth lesson will be to fix the actual Malchut and teaching us all about that inyan of Malchut. Anyhow, have a great day, guys.